Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, it was a bit not very fortunate with the weather in Liverpool. It was very windy outside, so we had some people who couldn't make it, and we are a bit far from the main conference. But I really appreciate that you are with us today. The last 2 weeks have been sad time in Britain history of the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the longest serving monarch in British history, a true woman of duty and historical figure. We in Kurdistan region and entire world stood with Great Britain and the Commonwealth in getting together to mourn the loss of Her Majesty the Queen. It was a huge honor for the President of the Kurdistan region to join the world leaders at the state funeral. I was privileged too to accompany him in paying respect to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II at her laying in state at Westminster Hall. I seize this opportunity and sincerely express our condolences to you all once again. Ladies and gentlemen, life has to move on and the business has to resume. Here we are today. I'm so delighted to be here in Liverpool and see many familiar faces throughout the conference and new faces since our first ever reception last year. We are excited to be able to welcome you all to what is now a fixture of Labour Party conference. We believe holding this reception together is necessary to celebrate the excellent relations between the Kurds and the Labour Party. I'm honoured to see many good friends here, and it is a privilege to have the Shadow Minister for the Middle East, His Excellency Bambos, MP, who is with us here today to say a few words. Relations between our nation and the United Kingdom are historical and deep-rooted. The United Kingdom has stood with and helped the Kurdistan region and its people on many occasions, some of which when the Labour Party was in government and other time from the opposition benches. Labour MPs has consistently supported the Kurds and the Kurdistan region, especially when our nation endured the atrocities under the chauvinist regime, the dictatorship. We are proud that there is an active all-party parliamentary group on Kurdistan region from across parties. Many Labour MPs have joined the APPG group on the friendship of the Kurdistan region and playing a significant and instrumental role in advancing relations between Kurds and the United Kingdom. However, we aspire to see more engagement from the Labour Party and find a more robust and explicit position towards the Kurdistan region of Iraq, the Kurds and their rights. When there are renewed global threat and Iraq's political situation is perilous, supporting the Kurdistan region of Iraq and entire Iraq on its journey towards sustainable stability and security would be valuable and mutually beneficial. The Kurdish relationship with the Labour Party was reflected in May 2022 election, where a substantial number from the Kurdish diaspora were elected within the Labour Party to the local government. This represents an important step in further strengthening the relation between the Kurds and Labour when we see Labour MPs and councillors from Kurdish background achieving great things for their communities. We have some of them here today with us. We're all proud of those achievements. Earlier this year, we had the Prime Minister of the Kurdistan region in London on an official visit. He was hosted for a high-profile meeting to discuss shared plans for an even closer future partnership with the United Kingdom. This visit was an exciting moment in our relationship that demonstrated shared goals to deepen the enduring partnership between the United Kingdom and the Kurdistan region. We are confident that whichever party happens to be in government in the United Kingdom, we can rely on their support Kurdistan region will certainly always stand with our United Kingdom partners. We welcome the UK's long-standing position on supporting the strength and resilience on our region from all sides. We are looking forward to standing side by side and tackling new and increasing threat, which is vital for our shared security. We need continuous support from both parties to achieve firm and solid ties. From us, maintaining links with political parties is crucial in sustaining a deep and broad engagement with MPs and peers and activists. Once again, thank you all for attending the second of many annual Kurdish Labour Friendship Reception. I would like to hand over to my dear friend, the Shadow Minister, to deliver this speech.
Thank you. I'd like to start by thanking you for this kind invitation to this event in honour of the Kurdish Regional Government. Your Excellency, I think you and I share something in common. We should be quite used to the weather because you and I both studied in Manchester, and doubtless we share many fond memories of those days, if not the weather. The plight of the Kurds has been a significant issue for the British Labour movement, and as Your Excellency has explained very well, our support is deep-rooted and long-standing, and we'll continue to support the Kurdish community as much as we can. The Kurdish region in Iraq has played an important role in the UK foreign policy for the last 3 decades, both under Labour and Conservative governments. John Major's decision in 1991 to push for a no-fly zone and safe haven to avert further genocide by Saddam Hussein was lobbied for by the Kurds and supported across Parliament. This was way before I was an MP, but I remember now and at the time how many British people gathered and many thousands of tons of food and blankets to help the Kurds who were then sheltering in the mountains. I believe that we're lucky that our allies, including yourselves, did so much to resist ISIS and to help defeat those loathsome fascist forces. Many Iraqi Kurds live in the UK, and I know many of them also support the Labour Party. And I've had the pleasure of meeting some Kurdish councillors and Kurdish candidates. We have very bright prospects for the future amongst the Kurdish community, I'm sure. There's also been a very active all-party parliamentary group on Kurdistan for the past 15 years, and many of my colleagues have taken part in its delegations, and I very much look forward to going on such delegation if the opportunity should arise. I know the APPG has done very good work in terms of securing official parliamentary recognition of the Anfal genocide, and have been pushing for it and for better links between us in trade and in higher education. It was a welcome symbol of the importance of the Kurdish region that its president was invited to the recent funeral of the Queen. I also know that English is widely spoken in Kurdistan and that many look to the UK for technical, political, cultural, commercial support so that they can better stand on their own 2 feet. The Kurdish region has been on a remarkable journey from being the object of genocide to the architect of its own fate. I would like to praise this exemplary religious and ethnic tolerance. This tolerance has been shown in Kurdistan's continuing and generous hosting of people who fled from ISIS and refugees who fled from the civil war in Syria. I've been impressed to hear about the KRG's commitment to equal rights for women and to democratic values. These are not widespread in the Middle East, and I believe that they should be supported by the UK government. I also know that there is an understanding of the need to reform and diversify the region's economy so that it uses non-energy resources such as agriculture and tourism as potential to further fund and improve public services. I know that the KRG faces many challenges in terms of, alongside some of its tough neighbours. We cannot choose our geographical neighbours, but we can choose our friends. And so I'm pleased to say many Kurdish people and leaders choose the UK as their friend. It's vital that Kurdish rights in the Iraqi constitution are fully protected by the federal government in Baghdad, and that there will be a priority for Labour in government. We need a strong Kurdistan region in Iraq. I can say with certainty that the next Labour government will build on the firm bilateral relationship that has been developed over a generation. Zozo Sapas, many thanks, and let's get on with it.